welcome to the show. This is East Tennessee Music Scene on the Rise. I am Scott Thomas. Next to me is Bobby Moore, the incorrigible. I always come up with something stupid to say about him.
Let's call him stupid.
We're here with the Worn Out Souls. Well, 3 of the 4 of you.
Yes.
Who do we have the pleasure of seeing today?
I'm Adam. I play bass.
I'm Nate. I do vocals and guitar.
I'm Nick. I play guitar and backup vocals.
And the drummer is not here.
Yeah.
Had to work.
That's Brian, Wright.
Gotcha.
Plays drums.
As we said earlier, drummers are a little sketchy sometimes.
Yeah.
Nothing personal, guys. Nothing personal.
More than one way.
So tell us a little bit about your band and what you guys have been doing. I know you've been together for quite some time as the Worn Out Souls.
Yes. Together, I think we've been in this group since, what, 2016?
I'd say about 2.5 years, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Some kind of lineup changes or anything like that happened in the last couple of years?
Originally it was a 3-piece, and we added one more, and then some things come up. My old drummer had a baby, so family matters came into the mix, and then so we ended up separating ways peacefully. I mean, we're all still good friends and support each other, and then I ran into these guys and started jamming around, and next thing you know, I was threw the idea out there, hey, y'all want to start something up, you know?
Yeah.
So that's pretty much how it started.
That's awesome. So you guys come from a wide background of music, though. You probably played in other bands.
Yeah.
How long have you guys been playing individually?
I've been playing since, I don't know, freshman year. I would say 20 years ago, almost, you know. I've known Nick. We went to school together. We were in band together in school. And a couple years after high school, we started jamming, playing different lineups, you know, playing different instruments in each band, pretty much.
It's hard to keep up with, really. I mean, I've played drums, I've played bass. I wanted to be on guitar for like 20 years, and finally, it's great.
That's nice.
This is your chance.
Your time to shine.
Yeah.
I'm in the spotlight now, buddy.
And then I've been playing since '98, but this is the only band I've ever been in, so.
Oh, cool. It's not a bad thing.
No.
You've had time to hone your craft and get that experience behind you.
Yep.
I've been playing since like I was about 16 or so. Used to go down to Broadway Sound. I don't know if y'all are familiar with that. Used to be there on Broadway. Yeah. Hence the name. But it's a few minutes away from me. I go down there after school and play for a couple hours and probably annoy the crap out of everybody in there. But that was kind of my start on guitar. And I had some friends that were in a band, and looked up to them as musicians, and so it's kind of no looking back after that point. So
Yeah, definitely. That's pretty cool.
So where do you guys pull your inspiration from? Like, where does your music come from?
that's a broad question. Well, initially, I'd say my biggest influence would be on guitar would be Jerry Cantrell, Alice in Chains. Definitely the grunge. Even though I hate to use the term grunge, people know what I'm talking about when I say it.
Yeah.
You know, about our band. Grunge, alternative, that's kind of what I started with. And then I got into metal, and so that's pretty much what really influenced me the most on guitar. Dimebag Darrell's my favorite guitarist, like, of all time. So.
Oh, yeah.
But Jerry's definitely the biggest influence on me as a songwriter and guitarist as far as my style.
So do you do most of the songwriting, or is it a compilation of everybody?
He's kind of the creative engine. This guy comes up with, like, at practice, he's got like 3 new songs, and I'm like, dude, slow down.
You got to get the first few before you can get the new ones.
But that's awesome. I mean, and then we just kind of chime in and put our own thing to it. And so, yeah, he's the main creative force for sure. Yeah. But I write my own stuff. Adam does a little writing too, you know. So.
And they have the musical freedom to come up with whatever they want on the parts that I bring in, and kind of worn out soul it, you know.
Yeah. Adds just a new dynamic of
it.
Like, you may come up with the song, but they have their own dynamic that they can put in, like an input, and go from one bass song to whatever it molds into, because you guys put your own parts together.
Oh, yeah, it's a whole process that the finishing product is supreme.
That's awesome. We like it that way.
Exactly.
So, where have you guys been playing at recently?
Right now, we've been in the studio for the last couple months. We've been focusing on that. We're working on our second album. We got a couple shows coming up in May. I think May
18th here at the Open Court, and then May 25th at the Grove. It's a Wounded Warrior and Vets fundraiser.
Okay.
Be a lot of different. You got punk, metal, alternative, like what we do. So
wide range of genres.
Yeah. I'm really looking forward to both of them.
Yeah, I think May 18th is Covalent's CD release.
Yeah.
We're going to play at that.
Yeah.
With, the guy who's recording this, Brack, he's playing also.
That's cool.
With Mass Driver. They kind of got a little side thing going.
Yeah. That's awesome. That's actually part of what the Covalence guys have tasked us with doing. We're kind of trying to promote and help out with the show here for the 18th.
Awesome, man.
That's going to be a great one.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to watching that one.
Yeah,
we played here a couple of years ago, but we didn't play here really last year. It's kind of right before New Year's of last year, so I'm really looking forward to playing here again.
Right.
Are there any venues in the Knoxville area or surrounding area that you guys really enjoy playing? I mean, besides the Open Court.
The Concourse, man.
Concourse.
Concourse is
fun.
great, man.
Yeah.
Which the Grove is fun
Oh
too.
yeah, I love how big that stage
Big
is.
open stage. I mean, it's huge.
And it's an old movie. I didn't realize it was an old movie theater that got converted into a music venue until I got there. It's like, whoa! And then people were telling me like,
See all
I
those
could totally
seats
see
in there.
it. Yeah, I almost felt like playing the Civic Auditorium or something.
I was in there when I was little.
That's great. So, Jill, tell us a little bit more about where people can find your music.
Oh,
You're on Spotify.
YouTube,
iTunes.
Everything.
Facebook, Instagram.
pretty
We're on
much.
pretty much every major one.
Okay. And just so people don't have to go back in this video to see where all you can find their music, we'll have it at the bottom of the video in the comments or the information section, just like we have most everybody. We'll have your stuff listed down there, so we'd be able to either click into it or cut and paste and go into the websites from wherever your stuff is. And you talked about 2 albums. You're on your second one, right?
Yes.
So what was the first one?
It was a self-titled album,
Okay.
Worn Out Souls. A lot of it was a lot of the older stuff that he had already had, and we just kind of threw him in on it. And we've done really well with it, actually. We've sold a lot of them, given a lot out, obviously. But it came out, last year? In May?
Last March.
Yeah.
Is it a full length or just a
It's a
couple
full
songs?
length.
Full length, so
Yeah.
13, 15 songs or something?
10.
10?
And we did it live in the studio. It was just kind of like we were practicing. Just got a really good vibe doing it that way. And we did a few overdubs, but it went pretty quickly. This one we really wanted to push ourselves on the new one that we're working on now, and so we're really trying to. There's a lot more going on this album. Just
It's a completely different beast.
yeah. There's some songs that are a lot heavier than the first album, and then you got stuff that's more melodic too. So it's kind of there's more going on at both ends of the
We've
spectrum.
still got the same sound going on.
Oh,
You'll be
yeah,
able to
it's
tell
not
what it is when
too
you
big of a
listen to it.
departure, but
Kind of a whole new dynamic to it.
we really
Oh,
love
yeah.
where it's going, man. We can't wait to play it live.
A lot of the musical parts we collaborated on more on this one than the first one.
Yeah.
Because the first one was pretty well already written.
Yeah.
So.
That's nice. That's really cool.
Have you guys played outside of the Knoxville area any?
Not yet. That's probably our next step. So
I know you got Capone's in Johnson City. I'd definitely like to play there, and just for example, but and Nashville seems to have a lot of cool venues too. So
Oh, yeah.
it's definitely our aim, a goal that big goal that we have. It's just trying to get once we get this album done.
Expand your reach.
Oh, yeah.
And go to different places. Do you have any tours that you're wanting to plan?
not as of yet. We'd talked to a couple of bands locally to see about doing that, and they agreed, and we just haven't nailed out all the fine details yet. So once we do that, then
That's the hardest part, doing the logistics of it, and getting
Yeah.
everybody in line to go wherever
it's
you need
all
to
a great
go.
idea. It's
Yeah.
just how to get to doing it.
Yeah. Any specific states you want to go to and play?
Probably all just the surrounding.
Yeah, it'd be kind of regional probably,
Yeah.
in the initial ideas, but
So anywhere within the 5 or 6 state area.
Yeah.
yeah.
Anybody in the 5 or 6 state area from Tennessee or the East Tennessee region, hit these guys up, the Worn Out Souls. You got something, Bobby?
I never have anything. Just here, man. Well, I'm the cream of the Oreo.
Let's go more for your music. So you've said you kind of collaborate with music. Where do your songs come from? Is it from like a personal or a emotional standpoint, or do you come from like a worldwide view and you see something in the world and you want to write about it?
Well, the music is first, obviously,
Yeah.
for me, and then lyrics are secondary. And I don't know. I kind of take things from. I just kind of cherry pick.
Pull from everywhere.
And I don't like things like straightforward. I like a little more of the unknown and imaginative writing.
Oh yeah.
Leave things to the imagination. Everybody has their own take on things.
It takes people to a different world.
Actually make them think about the music.
Right. So.
And try to figure out where you're coming from in the lyrics.
Right.
So they might pick out something that will make them happy.
Yeah.
Or go through all the range of emotions, I'm sure.
Something relatable that they find.
Yeah.
And like I said, I don't like writing like this song is about a girl, and you're going to hear that a million times in the song. I'd rather paint a picture, make it, broad.
Like a storyline.
Yeah.
So I'll pay a lot more attention to music if I have to actually think about it.
Or it draws you in.
Yeah. I mean, make you sit there and think about it. Even after the song goes off and, there's something else playing, if you're sitting there still thinking about that first song, like, what the hell were they talking about there? Yeah, I got this.
That's the way you like to be whenever you're on stage. You want people to be engaged in your music. You want them to think about the lyrics you're talking about.
Right.
You want them to get some kind of feeling out of it.
A lot of people listen to the lyrics more than they even do the music. A lot of people I talk to about music, and that's interesting because I listen more to the music on my end, but there are some songs I really like mainly because of the lyrics. So
yeah.
Yeah.
The lyrics kind of connect you to the music, and the music just fills it in and gives you that just whatever feeling you want to feel at the time.
That's another reason that I was wanting to do an actual physical copy of the CD and do liner notes on it, because I still like to buy a CD and look at the liner notes. I mean, I'm old-fashioned though.
Oh yeah.
So.
Well, that's what saved me is when I first got into music, I was listening to NWA, and then a buddy of mine was like, "Hey man, check out this band called Metallica."
I'm the same way. I got into rap first, and then I heard Jeremy. I saw the video of Jeremy on MTV, and then it was I think No Excuses, and then all those other songs, Black Hole Sun.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Changed his life.
basically '94 that year it was just full on.
It did mine with Metallica.
Yeah.
Like I said, I completely flipped, and one day it's like, nope, yes.
And then you heard Megadeth, and you didn't want to hear Metallica anymore, right?
Exit stage left.
Just messing. Most people are either or. They're like, they either like Metallica or Megadeth.
I'm both. I mean, I really don't have any.
All Puppets is my favorite Metallica. That's my favorite metal album, period, of all time. So
I've gotten into a lot of the reaction videos here lately, where people,
oh yeah.
people from other genres sit down and listen to stuff.
Oh yeah.
No, Pantera is my favorite anyway.
Oh, yeah.
So
Okay, we skewed. Subject.
Back to talking about you guys.
Yeah.
So let's see. You don't have anything to say, do you?
I never have
I gotta think of everything, don't I?
Yes, you do.
You're supposed to be my backer here.
You're the brains behind this operation. I just sit here.
All right. So when you are on your next tour, say you're going to be out touring with your favorite bands, what would those be? Starting at the end.
Oh man. Favorite bands, it'd have to be Alice in Chains. I mean, that would be the first thing that comes to mind for me. You know. Other than that, really just getting out there and playing, touring would be fine. It really doesn't matter who's there as long as we're having a good time doing it.
Yeah. Well, I always say that when you're out there playing, you're kind of your influences are influencing you as you play. Mm-hmm. So you're thinking, you're feeling the music, but you're playing your own.
Yeah.
Which is a good thing. I mean, we want to hear original stuff.
Right.
Myself, I love original music of any genre. I can't understand too much of the heavy metal, like the death metal stuff, where they're just throaty and I can't understand the lyrics. I like it when I can understand lyrics.
Yeah.
which is good for you guys because I can understand your lyrics and I can get in connected to the music. But whenever you're listening to the heavy metal or the death metal or whatever you want to call it, doom metal, you just get into the instruments more. To me, I mean that's the way I am.
Right.
Your influences have to still be living.
No, from wherever. You can go from Jimi Hendrix on.
Well, that would have been a lot easier for mine.
I know.
That's a good thing. Let's see. Of course, Soundgarden, huge influence. Nirvana, Alice in Chains. Like I said, Jimi Hendrix. Eric Clapton, Cream. Which had a huge influence on me. The '60s and '70s. Led Zeppelin. I mean.
Oh yeah.
There's so many in the '70s and '60s. I can't even list them all.
So that's a wide range. I mean, '60s and '70s had some good music out there.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's where most of my influences come from. The '60s, '70s, and early '90s. I mean, it's just.
Oh, you just skipped over the '80s.
Yeah. Well, it is in the '80s. It was the new wave and Pixies and stuff like that. Which Pixies would be bad to do a show with.
It's got an idea. Asking what band I'd like to play a show with or tour with. Yeah, Pixies. It'd be cool to get on tour with them, or of course Alice in Chains. I'm with Adam on that one. Soundgarden. I don't know what they're going to try to keep going forward or not. But yeah, any of those grunge bands. No. Foo Fighters. It'd be cool to be awesome to jump on a tour with them.
Foo Fighters would drag you into some humongous venues there.
They're keeping that going. Yeah, they're keeping that kind of music going and everything. So.
Stadium rock.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
So have you guys got any interesting stories from any shows or anything?
Probably.
Sounds like some good ones are happening.
Not too interesting. I mean, it was just a lot of fun. I mean, there wasn't anything really that stood out that was that crazy.
I destroyed a tuner.
The Grove show, yeah. He was trying to tune his guitar for one of the songs and went out of tune a little bit, and he just got fed up with it, just slams it. And I just looked over and started laughing. I'm thinking, this tuner is probably like $40, and I'm just there over here laughing. I couldn't help it.
Just goes into pieces. Heck with it.
Because I felt his pain. I was just like, yeah, I get it, Let's smash it.
But other than that, I mean, everybody has these big visions of these huge parties backstage all the time, and then you walk back there and we've got our feet kicked up, reading a book, or texting somebody. So, I mean,
You see those pictures on the internet, like what people think the backstage of the green room is like, and then what it actually is. So you got like people naked in the green room for what people think it is, and then you got people just sitting on the couches, just laid back and looking on the phone or reading a book or whatever they want to do.
It's like James Hetfield in Bermuda shorts, like eating caviar.
Or back at home already, watching their kid, putting them in bed.
One thing we should probably mention, which I always forget, and Scott usually reminds me about, your specific name. How'd that come about, the Worn Out Souls? That's kind of an inventive and unusual style name.
Well, actually, my previous bass player, he had thrown a name out that was close, and then I came back and was like, what about the Worn Out Souls? It's kind of like a play on words,
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. So, I mean, that's pretty much, it kind of hit like that. So, that's about it.
Yeah, he had that name already, and then we had the discussion, should we come up with a new name, since we had like this new lineup and everything. And we just kind of went with his name because he already, got the name out there. And
it's pretty much established as a known band in the area, so.
Yeah.
When I think about that name, I kind of think about as we all get older, our souls do get worn out.
Right.
Just going through life and everything, so it kind of touches home.
Isn't it Shoe Soles?
Yeah.
See, now on that note, when I heard him
Yeah.
say the name, I thought it was S-O-U-L-S.
Yeah.
And then he said, no, it's like your shoes, S-O-L-E-S. I'm like, oh, okay. And it made it, I like that it's a play on words, though.
It is. I mean, when people just hear, when people hear the name, they're thinking soul as in like personal soul. But when you see it, you're like, oh, it's the sole of your shoe. So these guys must be like running all over the stage wearing out the shoe soles.
I like that. That's
so it's high energy.
Oh,
It's perfect. I never thought of it that way.
I just think about the miles you walk in life.
Right.
That is a play on words.
That in itself is a good explanation for it too.
I said something smart.
You did. Congratulations, Bobby.
Tell anybody.
This is great.
What else you got, Scotty?
I don't know.
You don't know? You're supposed to be my backup here.
Yes, I know. I'm supposed to be the man. All right, cool. So we've gone pretty long on this one. So is there anything else that you guys want to put out to the masses, the people that are watching this? All 130 subscribers now. We've actually got 130 now.
Just May 18th here at the Open Chord, we got the Covalence release show with Brack Owens and Mass Driver, and then the next Saturday, May 25th at the Grove, we have the Wounded Warrior and Vets benefit show. So
if you have anything,
be there
in the future, because we have quite a few going to come up before. It may not come out before those 2 dates.
Our new album will be coming out.
Probably fall.
Yeah, maybe a little sooner, hopefully.
The fall of 2019.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool. Look for that. These guys are great.
2020.
We still have copies of the first album, if anybody's wanting that, physical copies.
Cool.
And we've got T-shirts and merch and all that. So
just hit us up.
Yeah, drag these guys across state lines. Take them out as far as California.
Don't abuse them.
Everybody wants to go out to California, though. I mean, California, Colorado, all that good stuff.
oh yeah.
So we got to wrap it up now. Is there anything last that you guys want to say? All right, cool. It's been great having you guys. The Worn Out Souls here with us. Bobby Moore. I won't call him the Incorrigible anymore. I'm Scott Thomas. This has been East Tennessee Music Scene on the Rise. Check them out wherever you can. We'll have the information at the bottom of this video. Scroll down and look. And we'll see you next time. Yeah.